Okay, so far we completed the two general areas, the first two general areas, search and before page display. Now, where is the user? User is already on the page. Why? Because page displayed and waits for the user action. Now, if you go to your page in front end, come here. Okay, better we have some win messages. I will try to remove that. Now, if you open your page, okay, as a user, you enter down into the page. Yeah. What a user can do. User can perform any activity. First activity, changing the field information. Field changes, the third general area in our discussion. How many events will fire? Field edit and field change. Whenever you are changing the data in the field, first field edit will fire, next field change will fire. In the field edit, here if you observe one thing, the very important statement, the field edit event fires on the specific field and row that has just changed. It's available in two places, record fields and component record fields. It will use to fire the validation, edit in the PeopleSoft. The terminology is the validation. Then fine. 100%. Whenever you are doing some validation, yes, you have a chance to fire error or warning messages. What type of validation? Only one field validation by using a field edit. If you would like to perform multiple field validations, field edit is not suitable. Save it. Let's try to execute one simple example. As a client, I'm having a requirement like my basic salary should be 5,000. If my HR or end user is entering less than 5,000, coming out of the field, I would like to pop one error message to my user. Please enter basic salary greater than or equals to 5,000. This is my requirement. Okay, I'm opening the salary table. In the basic salary field, people code field edit. If condition, if basic salary value less than 5,000, then error I am popping out. Error message get text. I am using some dummy message set number. Please enter basic salary greater than or equal to 5,000. And if we are done. Now go ahead and check. What I am expecting as a user, I am expecting whenever the end user entering basic salary less than 5,000 and coming out of the field, I am expecting the code will be fired. 4,000, yes, we all know it's less than 5,000. Tab out. It is not firing. What mistake we did? No, nothing. Code is perfect. Code is perfect. Then why it is not firing? Okay, try to save it. It is firing. But as per the user expectation, it should fire at the time of timeout. It is firing at the time of saving. Why? Because Your component, your page or your field is in the deferred mode. That is why it is not interacting with the server. Then, which, where I should change defer to interactive? Any one of you. Where should I change from defer to interactive? In which portion?
I think field change.
Where? Guide me. Go
In the people code,
okay.
in the salary field.
Hmm.
Yeah, can you drop down, click on drop down of field edit?
Hmm.
Okay, so I think field change over there.
What is field change? It's an event, right?
Yeah. So
100% I am telling you one thing. Whenever you're leaving the field, these two events should fire. First field edit, next field change. First field edit, next field change. Field edit is firing, but not as per my expectations. Am I right? Then,
so
hmm,
so you're saying when you tab out of that salary field, field edit and field change are
both
firing.
will fire, but first field edit will fire as per the order.
So okay, so in that case, message you wrote on field edit trigger
I'm saying
event, I mean.
field edit is perfect. This error is also perfect, but it is not firing as per the expectations. Already I told you why. Why? Because your component, your page, and your field is in the deferred mode. What is the deferred and what is interactive? These are two processing modes available in the component. What are the two processing modes available in the component? These two. Okay. Then where should I change from deferred to interactive? That's my question. Already I gave you the answer, but I'm asking where can I change from deferred to
So
interactive?
as soon as you come on this page,
Hmm.
it should be interactive page.
I think you have not practiced the interactive.
Yeah.
Yes, understood. Okay.
Yes.
Deferred means
Okay,
it will fire at the time of save. If your component, page, and field is in the deferred mode, it will fire only at the time of save, like this. Whenever, like here, we have an example, right? Better. Okay. In our country, if I am giving a wrong country, tab out, it is firing, right? It is not waiting till you saved it. Whenever you are giving the wrong entry, it is firing. It is not waiting to save the component to fire the error message. The same type of functionality I am expecting in the salary validation also. Then what we have to do? Open the salary page, double click the salary and go to the use tab, uncheck the deferred processing. Then now onwards, this field basic salary will behave in the interactive mode. Now, simple, go ahead and try it now. Go ahead and try it now. Now try to enter less than 5,000, tab out. It is firing. Please enter basic salary greater than or equals to 5,000. I changed it to 2,500, tab out, it will fire. Until and unless you clear the error. That means any validation you are expecting at the time of tab out, the field must and should be in which mode? Interactive. It's proved. Is it clear to all of you? Or any questions here?
No, sir.
Geeta, is it clear now?
yeah. So does that mean that deferred or interactive processing is at field level?
How many places we
Like
can
you
have a chance to see deferred and interactive changes? Field,
uh,
page field, page component. If you made a change in the field level, only the field will behave in interactive mode. If you change in the page level, all the fields in the page will behave in interactive. If you change in the component level, all the component fields and pages will behave in interactive.
Okay.
Interactive means whenever you are coming out of the field, if it is having any validation or any checks, it will hit the server and try to check it. If you are making entire page, all the fields will try to behave in interactive, then it may cause some performance issues if it's a bigger code validations. That's why wherever you require, please make it that. Venkat, I need entire page should be in interactive. No problem. Go ahead and make it. Where you can make it in the page level, go to the page properties, go to the use, uncheck the default. That means the entire page will behave in interactive now. Component, yes, go to the component properties, internet tab, processing mode, interactive you have to select. 3 places, page field, page and component. Like that. Now, next, field change. Is it clear, Geeta? Or still you have any confusion here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just one thing, maybe out of the scope of this discussion, but can you show an example of interactive processing? When is it required and how does it work?
That's what I'm saying. Let us say simple. Here is the concept. Job code is also a prompt. Just imagine like that. Okay. Job code is also a prompt. Whenever I am entering a wrong job code which is not available in the system, I would like to behave like that. Basic salaries also needs validation. Allowance also needs validation. Gross amounts also needs validation. Then why should I go and check each and every field in the interactive? I will make the entire compensation page in the interactive mode. Got my point?
So yeah, so that will be page level interactive processing.
Component level. Each and every field in the component is expecting to behave in interactive. Very, very rare scenarios, but it might be happen. That's why they given you the option in the interactive mode. Each and every field. Why? Because if you made the component is in interactive, biographical details page, compensation details page, everything will behave in interactive. Then,
but it is rarely.
Depends on the requirement, 100%. We can't decide from ourselves. Got my point?
Yeah.
Now, coming to the next event, field change. When the field change will fire, whenever you tabbed out from the field, in the order first field edit will fire, next field change will fire. The same answer. Field change event fires on a specific field and row that has just changed. Why? Because the same statement you can see in the field edit, the same statement you can see in the field change. Where is it used? Recalculate the field values, appearance of page controls. Okay. Restriction. Please don't error and warning. Please don't write any error and warning. Why? Because previously one event is there. Previously one event is there. Field edit. We can use the field edit event for all the validations, not the field change. Venkat, I will write the error message in the field change. Okay, but it is not suggestible. If anybody is checking your code, any peer reviews, they may ask you why you written in the field change. That's why it's not suggestible. Let us say one example. This is our component. Here I am giving 5,000 is the basic salary. 500 is the allowance. My gross amount should display 5,500 automatically. Whenever I am changing it to 250, it should change to 5,750. Sorry, 5,250. Whenever I am changing it to 6,000, it should change 6,250. Whenever I'm changing to 500, 65. That means my target is whenever I'm changing the basic or relevance, it should replicate the gross. Whatever the change I am doing here in the basic or relevance, the change should replicate in the sum as a gross amount. First tell me, have you understood the requirement, Geeta, Subhash?
Yeah.
Yes.
Whenever I'm giving entry in the basic, tab out, it should replicate the gross. Gross is nothing but it's a sum of basic and relevance. Now, in this particular transaction, three fields are participating: basic, allowance, and gross. These three fields are participating. Now, as per our discussions, we know in which we are going to write a code in the field change event. Now, I'm getting it out. In this transaction, three fields are participating. In which field change I have to write the code? Is it in basic? Is it in allowance? Or is it in gross?
I think none.
None. Ma'am, I didn't give any option. None.
Because you said you
Uh-huh.
cannot, when we tab out, we
Uh.
cannot write a code in the field change. It has to be in the field edit, right?
No, that's what I'm saying. In the tab out, you will write in the field change. And the tab out, both will fire. But as per the order, first field edit will fire, next field change will fire. I haven't spoke anywhere. In the tab out, only field edit will fire. Both will fire. First field edit, next field change.
Both will fire, but you said don't put code in the field change. Put it in the field
I have
edit.
not said a word. Don't put code in the field change. Don't put validation in the field change. Validation in the sense error and warning messages.
Oh, I see. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Now, in which field change? Why? Because here three fields are participating in this transaction, right? Whenever I am trying to enter basic salary 7,000, it should replicate 7,500. It's the sum of basic plus allowance. If I am giving 1,000, it should display 8,000.
I think
6,500? Yeah.
I think field change of allowance amount.
Okay.
You
Field
can write.
allowance amount. Okay. Then
Yeah.
what's your answer?
Field change of gross amount.
Field change of gross amount. Now, if you are writing field change of allowance, what is field change? Whenever I am changing the allowance coming out, it will fire. Okay, now it's displaying 7,000. Whenever I am changing the basic, it won't fire. Whenever I am changing the basic, 5,000, it won't fire. Why? Because you written only in the line. Coming to the Subhash answer, what he said? He said in the gross. First point, are we changing the gross? Are we changing the gross manually? No.
No.
Then, how you will write code in the gross amount? How you will expect it will fire at the time of basic tab out and allowance tab out. In this scenario, you have to write code in these two, basic and allowance. But because whenever I'm changing the basic coming out, we are expecting a calculation to be performed and it should display in the gross. Whenever I'm changing the allowance, you are expecting the changed amount in the allowance, it should replicate in the gross as a sum of basic and allowance. In both field tab outs, you are expecting the change should be displayed in the gross. Is it clear? Subhash, Geeta? Any question here? Even it's a
No.
silly question, nothing to worry. Ask me. I'm ready to answer.
So one thing I want to ask is as if this gross amount is the addition of a basic salary plus the allowance amount.
Hmm.
So is no need anything to be changed in the gross amount?
Are you changing the gross manually? That's my question.
No, it's automatically it's getting changed.
It's
So
automatic. It's getting populated. From where?
from basic salary to allowance amount.
Where you are changing the amounts? Basic or allowance? Right?
Basic analysis, yes. Yes.
Whenever you are changing the basic, coming out of the field, you are expecting the change should be replicated in the gross. Whenever you are changing the allowance, coming out of the field, you are expecting the change should be replicated in the gross, right? Then
Okay.
why should you write code in the gross? It's my point. Is it answered your question, Suvash?
Yes, yes. I got that.
Geeta, do you have any questions here?
No, I got it.
Okay. Now we will go ahead and write. Code is very simple. Okay, go to the salary table. Go to the salary table. Salary field change. Here simply I am using the drag and drop amount, gross amount dot value equals to salary dot value plus allowance amount dot value. Code is done. Now write the same code in the allowance amount field change. Now observe carefully. We written the code as per our discussion in both of the events. Now we will try to fire the code. Okay, 2530. Okay, I am giving 4,000. Observe carefully. Somebody is not on mute. Subhash, could you please go on mute? Getting any doubt? Come out of the mute. We are getting some disturbance in the call. Thank you. Observe carefully. We have written one validation in the field edit for basic salary. Observe carefully. 4,500. What validation we written in the basic salary field edit? If the value is less than 5,000, it should fire the error message. In the order, what we decided, what we discussed, field edit will fire first, next field change will fire. That means once all the validation completed in the field edit without any error, then only the field change will fire. I will prove you. Now, 4,500 I am giving as per the code, as per our restriction, we all of us know it will fire the error. That means field edit is erroring out here. Then there is no concept of field change firing. Here observe carefully. It is restricting you here itself in the field edit itself. Please enter basic salary greater than or equals to 5,000. Okay, fine. Was 14,500. Now I am tabbing out. If I clicked on tab out, field edit will fire again and it will check the basic salary entry 5,000. Yes, it's successfully done. Then it will go to the field change. Venkat, can you explain a little more detail? Do one thing. Okay. Simply, if you have any doubt, any area, place win message. Field edit. Simply. The same I will place in the field change. Okay. Field change salary. The same I will write allowance amount. Field change. Field change allowance. I written 3 win messages. Now I'm coming back to my component. Let's try to do the same transaction again. 4,100. We all of us know it's an less than 5,000. Tab out. Field it is firing. Please enter basic salary greater than or equals to 5,000. There are no further win messages. Field change win messages are not firing. Why? Because in the field edit itself, you're restricting the user by populating an error message. Now answer to my question. In the salary field edit, if I populated warning, not the error, then what will happen?
It will let enter less than 5,000
And
and
it will continue the
field change of
transaction, right?
salary.
It will just give you a warning to the user, but it will continue the transaction. It will allow you to continue the transaction. Am I right? Warning won't stop the user. Error stops the user. Now, 14,100. Yes, 100% it's greater than 5,000. Field edit is firing. Why? Because whenever you change the value coming out of the field edit should fire first. It should go ahead and check the validation. If the validation was perfect, then only it will allow the next event to be start. Have you observed? Field change salary is firing. Observe carefully. It's calculated. It's calculated. 14,223. I'm changing again. Field edit is firing. Why? Because you tapped out. Each and every time you tapped out, as per the order, first field edit will fire, next field change. Venkat, there is no cold in the field edit. Okay, no problem. No problem. But if it is there, it will fire. It will check first. Okay. Salary. It is calculated 10,120. Now I am changing the allowance to 500. 10,500. Now, whenever I tabbed the allowance field, tabbed out from allowance amount, it should replicate the gross as 10,500. Tab out. We written the win message. In the allowance also, we written the win message field change. We written the win message. Why the win message is not popping up for allowance amount? Any guess? Basic salary 6,000. Tab out. Field change. It's firing. 7,000. Field edit. Field change salary. 1,500 allowance. It is not firing. In the basic salary, it is firing. Allowance amount, it's not firing. Why? Any guess?
Did you put deferred field? I mean interactive processing.
Where?
On that field, on allowance amount.
That means you are expecting the allowance amount also should be in interactive. For what? For what reason?
Venkat, could you show me the code in the allowance amount? Okay, gross salary amount value. Okay, gross amount equal to the gross salary plus.
No, not gross salary, basic salary plus allowance.
Okay, because actually. Okay, because this one is once you change the gross salary plus.
No, sir.
Salary.
We are displaying the gross salary by summing up of basic and allowance.
But maybe you have to write in the save pre-change something.
Why? We are discussing about the field change, sir.
Okay.
Code is perfect. Why? Because the same code is firing in the salary field change, basic salary field change. Same code. I have not written any difference.
Because you're doing the field change twice. That's why I'm thinking about.
Why? That's what I'm saying. My expectation is, my requirement is like that. Here, whenever I'm coming onto my page, okay,
It is in the, okay, I know it is in the buffer. It's not in the database. That's why it is a problem.
no,
Because
here, observe
whenever
carefully, sir. Here, observe carefully. USA, United States is the country. If I'm giving A, B,
Okay.
C, tab out, it is firing. Still, it is in the buffer, it is firing. Got my point? Even it is in the buffer. Why? Because we have not saved it, right? Whenever you click on the save change will fire.
Yeah.
But here I have not clicked any save. I tabbed out, DEF, tab out, it is firing. Like that, I am expecting my gross salary should display as a sum of basic and allowance. Now you got my point?
Yeah, because I know here we are doing the calculations. There it is like a valid value. We
Okay,
are
do
taking.
one thing. Do one thing. Observe carefully. 6,500 in the basic salary, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Field edit of is firing. Where is the field edit? Here is the field edit bin message in the basic salary field.
Yes.
It's firing. Field change salary field is firing. That's why it is calculating 6,500 plus 123. It's 6,623. The same.
Yeah, because
no. Please give me one more minute. The same type of calculation I am expecting at the time of allowance tab out also. 500 I am giving. What is our expectation as per the code? 6,500 plus 500 is 7,000. Tab out, it's not firing. Observe carefully, save. Field change allowance is firing at the time of save, not at the time of tab out. Why? Why? Because allowance field is still in the deferred mode. Your answer is right, Geeta. Salary page, allowance amount field is still in the deferred mode. Deferred mode in the sense, Srini, maybe you have not attended the previous session. I will explain.
Yeah.
Deferred mode means it will fire only at the time of save. It won't fire at the time of tab out. That means if this field is in the deferred mode, whatever the validations you written, you won't expect at the time of tab out. If the field is in the interactive, unchecked the deferred, it's nothing but interactive. Okay. In the interactive mode, what it will do, interaction, it will do a interaction to the server. Whenever you coming out of the field, it will hit the server and check the validation. Hits the server, checks the calculation. Anything it should perform, yes, it should go and check. If it is in the deferred mode, 100% your calculation is performing here. Why? Because even in the deferred mode also, 6,000 plus 500 is 7,000. It is calculating, but not at the time of tab out. It is performing your action at the time of save. Venkat, why basic salary is performing at the time of tab out? Why? Because basic salary, I already made it in the interactive to field edit at the time of discussion of field edit. Now I saved it. Now go ahead. Now do the same transaction again. Try to, here observe carefully. I am giving an error statement. 4,500. Yes, we all of us know 4,500 is an error. Field edit is firing first in the basic salary. It is erroring out. 4,000 plus 500 is 5,000. No, it's not performed. The calculation. Why? Because field change will fire after the field edit completion. Field edit is not completed. You received error in the field edit itself. Then how the field change will fire? That's my answer. 14,500. Yes, it's greater than 5,000. Tab out. Field edit will fire. In which field edit? Field edit of salary, basic salary. Field change of basic salary is firing. Why? Because at the time of tab out, first field edit will fire, next field change will fire. Click on OK. It is calculating 14,500 plus 500, 15,000. 1000. Now if I tabbed out, field change allowance is firing. Field change for allowance field is firing. It is calculated. Very, very important conclusion. If you are writing code in the field edit and field change events, you are in an expectation. You would like to fire the code at the time of tab out. 100%. There is no other choice. You have to make those fields into the interactive. You have to make those fields into interactive mode. There is no other choice. If your user is expecting the error or warning messages or calculations to be performed at the time of tab out, yes, it should perform at the time of tab out. Yes, 100%. Those fields must and should be in the interactive mode, not in the default mode. Venkat, I written some code in the field edit. I have not made it to the interactive. What will happen? It will fire, but not at the time of tab out. It will fire at the time of save.
Yeah, Venkat, I had question.
Go ahead.
So let's leave the code as it is in the salary and allowance with the win messages. And if both field salary allowance differed as deferred, not interactive, and then after hitting save, I will see all those
absolutely
messages
you
after
will
hitting
see
save.
each and every win message as per the order only. Now basic and allowance both are in deferred. Okay, good question. Now try to fire that. Try to fire that. Go ahead. Here, 4,500. Is it calculating? Is it erroring out? No. Both is not performing. 1,500. No, it is not performing the calculation. It is not performing the error message. Save it. What it is firing first? Field edit.
Field edit. Venkat, did the gross amount change to 7,000?
No.
You got out of allowance?
6,000. As per our expectation, 4,000 plus 1,500, 6,000 it should change.
6,000. Okay, no,
But
not 7,000.
But it's not changed. Why? Because you have not made, that means these two fields are not in interactive mode right now. Those are in the default mode. But at the time of save, still your field validations are firing. Field edit is firing. It is firing the error message. Venkat, I am not correcting. Still the field edit will fire. Whenever I corrected the field edit, still the win message of field edit will fire. Next, field change salary is firing. Got my point?
Yeah. Yeah.
Field change allowance is also firing. Now, how it is? It's 14,000. That means even you are writing code in the field edit and field change, you have not made those fields into interactive. It's not worry. It's not. That means no need to worry. Those codes will fire at the time of save. But your users will be disappointed. They are expecting the transaction should fired out at the time of tab out. The action should be taken at the time of tab out. Is it clear? These two events, field edit and field change.
So,
go ahead.
So does that mean whenever we click on save, whatever code we have written on for any of the fields will fire? Like, for example, right now we have code in the field edit and field change of the salary and allowance, and it so when you hit save, both places of both fields gets fired.
If those are in the default mode.
Yeah. If those are in the default mode.
Yes.
Similarly, if I had few more fields in this on the same page in the deferred, and I had code on different events of those fields, And if I say save, so my general question is, as soon as you save, whatever code you have written in any of the any of the fields which are in deferred.
That's what my point. Not any of the event. Like
Oh.
from search unit to activate, all those are already fired, right? That's why we are able to see the page. They won't fire it again.
Oh.
Got my point?
Yeah.
Once
Yeah. Okay.
page displayed in front of the user, what user can do? What user can do? User can make changes in the fields. User can insert and delete the rows. User can save it. Other than those three actions, there is no other action, right? You written some code in the field edit and field change. You have not made those fields into interactive. Then it will fire in the save. Row insert and row delete. It's nothing. I will explain you. Whenever I click down the add a new row, row insert will fire. Delete a row, row delete will fire. Then no need to wait for the save. Am I right?
Correct.
Got my point? Yeah.
Yeah.
You are also clear, Subhash, about these two events?
Actually, I have a question. What is the benefit of the allowed deferred processing? Why they give that option?
That's what I'm saying. User is not waiting till the save.
No. I'm asking about why they gave that option. What is the difference? Why I'm asking about
difference between processing modes you are asking, deferred and interactive. Right?
Yeah.
Deferred is the preferable mode and default mode. Just imagine, Srini, here is the only country field I made in interactive. Observe carefully, whenever I'm changing the country, okay, Australia, okay. Observe carefully in this portion about my cursor. Whenever I click on the tab out at this point, before the sign out, a refresh happened. Have you observed? A refresh. I will show you one more time. A refresh will happen whenever I tapped out, like that. In minor, but it is interacting with the server, right?
Yes.
To collect the data. Just imagine each and every field you are made it as interactive. That means each and every field tab out, it will hit the server, try to collect. Hits the server, try to collect. It may impact the performance, am I right?
Okay.
Not one user. Okay, we both are working on the same page, same system. Okay, 2 users, 5 users, 100 users. It won't show us impact. Thousands of users connecting the same. Thousands of users using the application at the same time. Maybe it may impact the performance. That's why sometimes user may expect this type of functionality at the time of tab out. Like these calculations, maybe these validations. Why? Because based on this validation, okay, you are giving a wrong entry in the country. This country is not allowable or this country is not available. Then based on that country, you are adding some additional data also. At the time of save, if I'm saying, hey, country is wrong, then user is expecting, why you shouldn't say it first whenever I'm adding the country. After adding all the additional details, addresses, everything, you're saying now country is not valid. Why don't you say at the time of entering the data in the country? Yes, the question may arise. But the default mode is deferred mode. 100% it should be changed based on the requirement. Whenever the user is expecting the change or the validation or the calculation should be performed at the time of tab out, yes, 100% the field must and should be in the interactive. Otherwise, it won't fire. These two events are very, 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 very important events. Why? Because most of the people code, most of the client changes, most of the client requirements falling under this category. Why? Because most of the times clients may expect some validations to be fired, some calculations to be performed. That's why please try to make sure you understood these two events. Pranita, do you have any doubt?
Yeah, I have a question.
Please.
So whenever we do refresh, so all the interactive fields get refreshed,
No,
not the
that
default.
particular field. That particular field. Not all the fields, right? Whenever the
No.
interactive mode is triggered for a particular field, then only it will fire.
No, if we do refresh the entire page.
If you change processing mode for the page, here, in the page level, you unchecked the default. That means the entire page will behave in interactive. That means, my point is, whenever you made the entire page in interactive,
Okay.
whenever you change it in the job code, come out, tab out. A job code needs any validation, it will hit the server. Written any validation, written any calculation, written any check, hits the server and
No.
get back. Not all the fields at a time.
No, I'm talking now. You showed the corner refresh button, right? Refresh.
It will happen whenever you changed each and every field and tab out.
Okay.
If you made the entire page in interactive, for each and every field change, if there is any check performed, then it will check the here.
Okay.
That is why I am recommending, please make sure at what level you would like to make default to interactive. Only one field. Then fine. Go ahead and change that particular field into interactive, not entire page. Venkat, on this page, each and every field needs validations at the time of tab out, need calculations or some checks to be performed. Then why should I go for each and every field from default to interactive? Go to the page and make it as interactive. Venkat, my component should be performed as an interactive mode. Then go ahead and do it in the component level. Is it make sense, all of you, or still you have any questions? I'm ready.
Because I saw some of the pages we can see in the bottom of the page is like refresh. That is a Pips delivered one, or we had to like see the save because
yes, here you see the internet tab. Refresh.
Okay. It is in the component level.
It's a component property, toolbar property. It's a button you can enable manually. It's a button.
It is in the page level or in the component level?
Component properties. Component properties, internet tab, you see the toolbar options.
Okay.
Venkat,
please go ahead.
So I've got this concept, but when I look at those two events, field edit and field change, you might have explained, you might not have paid attention, but when you read those two names, they look similar. Edit and change is similar. Purpose of those two events. When do you choose on which event you? I know when you tab out, both events fire.
Whenever you prefer the validation, error and warning messages, go for the field edit. You would like to perform a validation, go for the field edit. If you would like to perform a normal calculations or any notification, go for field change.
Oh, like for this, in this case, if you just wanted to check base salary plus.
Even in the field edit, they clearly mentioned validate. Field edit people could use it to validate the contents of a field. That's why they are suggesting us to write error and warning. Yes, we have a privilege to write error and warning whenever you are validating something. As simple as that.
So in field change, you cannot have error and warning.
Yes, already I showed you. It's a restriction in the field change.
Okay, sorry, I missed that.
I wasn't understood. Even you're asking, Venkat, I will write error and warning in the field change. Nobody will stop you. But it's not suggestible. You know, it's not suggestible. If anybody is peer reviewing your code, that means somebody is checking your code. If they are asking, why you written the code in the field change of error and warning? It's not a good impression, right? Better to go with as people have suggested.
Still see win message, error message in field change. If you write the
Win
code,
message
you will
is okay.
still.
Win message is a debugging function.
Yeah, but error and warning.
Error is a
field change.
showstopper, right? Showstopper. Whenever you are doing validations, okay, this is our chart. This is our chart. In this entire chart, we discussed a lot of events from search init to field change today. In these, a list of events from search init to field change, how many events you found out to write validations, to write errors and warnings? You know, only 2. Only 2. What are those? Set, save, field edit. That's it. The remaining events are not suitable to write the errors and warnings.
Okay.
If you write in the field default, if you write error, you know one thing, it won't fire the error, first point. Second point, the component may be errored out. Completely it will be errored out. That's why if you're referring the field default event, I already shared you the PPT yesterday. If you go ahead and review the field default event, they clearly warning you, please don't write error and warning messages in the field default. It may error out the component. Here like this, I will show you. Here, an error or warning issued from field default people code will cause a runtime error and force cancellation of the component. That's why every event in this list is designed for a specific purpose. Try to understand the purpose, then write the code. Initially, it may take some time to understand which event is suitable for our requirement. But whenever you are practicing more and more and more, it will be, whenever you are getting some hands-on, then you will get some clear idea. Okay?
Yeah.
Thank you.
I have not installed PeopleSoft on my machine yet, so I'm not able to practice. Week now. So can you?
Okay.
Yeah.
I will touch base with him today itself.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.